Hi, everyone, and welcome to this weekend at Lifeway. I hope that everyone is doing well and pray that you're weathering this okay. And I think kind of the big question on everyone's mind right now is when do we meet again? When do we physically get together? I like to call it regathering rather than reopening because I hope you've been following our services, and we haven't closed here, so but I know regathering is a big thing. And honestly, this is one of the hardest things I've had to navigate in close to 35 years of ministry, because it's important to me that everyone feels like we're ministering to them and reaching out to them. And when you look at the various health considerations, age, and then also technological abilities, all contribute to how it is best to minister to the vast number of bodies, the members of the body at this time. My goal is always to best minister to everyone's needs, and that's kind of hard right now. So, what does that look like as far as getting back together? Well, I know that, in our country, there's a wide range of feelings toward this whole thing, ranging from this is some type of conspiracy to take over the world to this is the worst thing that's ever happened and we shouldn't leave our houses for another year. And I think there's probably, although probably not quite that drastic of a difference, but a wide variety of how people within our church family were reacting to this. And I haven't taken any surveys or that, but I've talked to some people, and so I'm just trying to, again, best meet everyone's needs. And I think that, when you look at this, there's 3,000 churches that are committed to physically meeting together in California, I've read, beginning May 31st. The way I kind of look at these things in regard to us as believers in civil disobedience, Paul was clear in Romans that we, if possible, be at peace with everyone, and I think that includes the government as well. In Romans 13, it says submit to the governing authorities, but in Acts, we also see where the disciples said we must obey God rather than men. So really, it comes down to what do we feel like God is saying, and that's the key. And I just think there's wisdom, and that's what we need to have in this time. And I've seen too many articles of churches that have defied the shutdown orders. One pastor back east said God is bigger than COVID-19. Now, both he and his wife have died of COVID-19. There was a church in Georgia that said, well, we're going to meet anyway. And I think it was 10 out of their 14 choir members came down with the disease. Just even this last week, another church said, we're just going to meet. And then they had 140 positive tests for COVID-19. And honestly, I don't want to be those churches. I just don't think that there's wisdom in that. And I think it makes the church look kind of foolish, to be quite honest with you. So going forward, I am first of all committed to having online services available to those who find this to be the best option at this point, and really for the foreseeable future. I want everyone to at least be able to do that. Next, on Sunday, May 31st, as I announced during last Sunday's service, we will begin drive-in services in the church parking lot. What I'm asking is that this Saturday, everybody who can, please come and park in the church parking lot, and we'll look at things about how best to situate a stage and how best to park cars so that everybody can see what's going on with that. Ideally, if we could have some volunteers, it'd be really good to repaint our parking lot lines because most of those are pretty dull at this point. Dan Klein has ordered a device that can broadcast radio waves, so we hope to be able to have everyone listen in their cars. KLBC radio is getting ready in that. So if that somehow doesn't happen based on what we've experienced at our living nativities, it doesn't take a lot of amplification for everybody to hear everything. So one way or the other, we should all be able to hear. And if you're, just in case you're wondering, there was a lawsuit brought by a church in Campo ruling that drive-in churches in San Diego are lawful. There's no reason for them not. So we won't at this point be defying any law or court orders by doing that. Another lawsuit was brought by Chula Vista Church to restart in-person meetings, and that one lost. just a lot of information out there right now about those things. The San Diego supervisors have petitioned the governor to be allowed to make decisions for San Diego County, saying that they best know what's right for San Diego. The Department of Justice, I just read this morning, sent a letter to Governor Newsom, sent a letter saying that his policies for California are discriminating against churches, which I really agree with. So despite some of the things you're reading, there's a lot more pressure coming to bear on the governor's office. And I would encourage you, if you feel led to contact the governor yourself through a phone call or an email, or I don't know if you can text, but just contact and say, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong about having churches in phase 3 of your development plan. And but for right now, I'm really happy with the idea of drive-in churches, and I think that we will have a good time together. As far as bathrooms go, we will have one door unlocked with lines for people to stay 6 feet apart, to take turns to go in to go to the bathroom if that's necessary, although I'd encourage you to please go before you come. Then as far as the next step, as far as beginning meetings together, I hope that's soon, and I think that we'll all have a good feel that is when that time is. But we also need to know that church isn't going to look exactly the same. We've already been ordering supplies like hand sanitizer and dispensers for those, and some masks and that, because I love you all and I don't want anybody to get sick. So we're going to do this hopefully in as wise a way as possible and as healthy a way as possible. So I'd be interested in your thoughts on those. If you want to email me, just respond to this email. I'd love to hear from you. Then as far as what continues to go on, we have our Wednesday studies through Zoom meetings. Ladies in Hebrews, men just starting Zechariah. And quite honestly, I like the Zoom studies on Wednesday night because I'm only like 4 feet from my bed. So I can say goodnight and take a few steps and be ready to sleep. But on the other hand, I know that doesn't allow some people who don't have the technological means to watch that. So I can't wait for us to start getting together in those things as well. This Sunday, we will have our service again on the Watch Together platform. The message will be "Surely God is Good to Israel" from Psalm 73, which is one of my favorite Psalms. And I believe that you'll be encouraged by it. So that'll be Sunday. Also, I wanted everybody to know that we ordered our Sunday school materials as usual, and the ones for the next quarter are available. So you can either contact Becky or I and have a time to pick it up, or if you would like, I'd be happy to swing by your house and to deliver those for you. I also wanted you to know that some of the, I think 3 or 4 of us guys signed up for the Promise Keepers event that was supposed to take place in Dallas, Texas. In the end of July, early August, the last weekend in July or first weekend in August. That was postponed, but because we signed up, they are going to have a webcast, a live simulcast, which we get for free because we signed up. Then they're planning to have the event rescheduled for Dallas next year. And our tickets go forward with that. So if you're interested in going to that, please let me know. Then also I wanted you to know that with the situation it is, there's a member at Lifeway who made a contribution to our benevolence, specifically for Lifeway families or individuals who are having a tough time financially right now. So if you are in need, please let me know, and we will pray about and see what we can do with that. So thank you for listening. Again, please come this Saturday at 10 a.m. and we'll get ready for the next phase. God bless you, and we'll see you on Sunday.